Good morning, everybody. My name is Greg Keston, and I am truly honored to be the president of the board of directors for the Hitchcock Center for Women, an organization that has been part of my soul for the past 7 years. From the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you all enough for being here today on this milestone day for our organization. Let me tell you why I'm so proud to be associated with the Hitchcock Center for Women. I have seen firsthand the life-changing work Hitchcock does in our community and how it has been a pillar of hope to women and their families for decades. I have seen how Hitchcock keeps families together for the most difficult times and provides a safe, stable, and supportive environment for women and their children as they embark on their journey to recovery and a chance for a new beginning. I have heard so many success stories, including from our own alumni board members, who took this journey at Hitchcock and came out on the other side and continue to lead sober, successful lives 10, 20, 30 years later. You will hear from our very own Hitchcock alum, Michelle Woods, in just a minute. You will hear her story, her journey, her success, her sobriety. Michelle exemplifies everything that Hitchcock is all about. Her healing began at the Hitchcock Center for Women. Today we are here to celebrate the groundbreaking of our new addiction treatment center and housing development. When I tell you that it took a village, a community to get us to this day, it would be an understatement. A simple phone call from then UCI president Chris Ronayne to prominent Cleveland developer Wes Finch in 2017 jump-started the conversation for a new addiction treatment center. With the help of our community and political leaders, many of whom are here today, we also identified another critical need in this Huff-Glenville neighborhood: low-income housing. The Finch Group took on this challenge and developed a building to serve two needs: addiction treatment and housing, together in one building. Addiction can be a dark and lonely road for far too many people. The Hitchcock Center for Women has always been a beacon of light for the women that walk through our doors and embark on their journey to recovery. They deserve a state-of-the-art treatment center with a warm, welcome environment. This project gives them that and more, and is yet another step forward to achieving successful outcomes. The building is a testament to the vision of our founder, Jane Mazzarella, who saw a need for addiction treatment focused entirely on women. Through her grassroots efforts and funding, she started a 10-bed halfway house donated by the Hitchcock family in University Circle. Ultimately, in 1992, we landed in the beautiful building and historic structure you see behind me, the former St. Mary's Seminary, and it has been our home ever since. As we stand here today on the brink of a new era, the legacy that has been left by Jane Mazzarella and the thousands of women, staff, children, and more that have participated in Hitchcock's journey will continue on for generations to come in a building we can call our own. Because of what we're honoring here today, let's think for a moment of what a new building means for Hitchcock and our community. We will double our capacity for residential treatment. More women and the children that accompany them will be able to begin their journey at Hitchcock. There will be new opportunities to add new services to enhance the long-lasting support for the women that we serve. And they will be able to remain on our campus after their residential treatment in our recovery housing. One thing will remain the same regardless of the structure. Hitchcock Center for Women will continue to offer a sense of belonging, a community of understanding, a place where hope thrives, strength is cultivated, and where lives are transformed. We will now just get to take those values to a new building. Now let me take a moment to acknowledge the incredible individuals, and you will hear from many of them, and organizations behind this project. It is not an understatement to say that without the vision, dedication, and unwavering commitment of the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, and the Cleveland Clinic, we would not be standing here today. On a personal note, I'd like to say a special thanks to Mayor Justin Bibb, County Executive Chris Ronayne, Councilwoman Yvonne Conwell, Councilman Kevin Conwell, Senator Nikki Antonio, and Vicki Eaton-Johnson and her incredible team at the Cleveland Clinic. Additionally, Scott Osecki of the Adams Board has been a vigilant supporter of the work we do each and every day, and for that we are thankful. Without each one of you, individually and collectively, we would not be here today. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Your trust in the organization, the commitment to our mission, and the vision for the future of Hitchcock and unwavering support does not go unnoticed. We will continue to serve this community proudly, and your support is everything. I also want to give us a very special thanks to our developer, Wes Finch, and his team at the Finch Group. Wes and his team have worked tirelessly for 7 years to get us here. It was evident early on that they were connected to this project with the long-term community benefit in mind. Wes, we are eternally grateful to you and your team for the years of work you put into this project. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with you. You are a true professional, and we appreciate your commitment to HCFW. And we look... And the good news is we get to continue our relationship with Wes long after this building is built and open, as we share our partnership in the housing development. To my esteemed board members, thank you. There are no words that can express my sincere gratitude for your unwavering support. It has been a long, winding road. Tough decisions need to be made at various points on this journey. You made them. We made them. The centerpiece of every decision was ensuring that the mission of Hitchcock endured. HCFW is so lucky, so fortunate to have such a visionary and committed board guiding this organization. Finally, if I may, I want to thank our fearless leader and president and CEO, Jason Joyce. Over the past 3+ years, we have seen this organization grow. Without your leadership and the example you set for our clients, staff, and the community at large, we wouldn't be where we are today. And the commitment you brought to this project to see this through to the end for the exclusive long-term benefit of HCFW will forever be remembered. On behalf of the board of directors, thank you, Jason. Thank you to our partners, and for all of you for being here today. With that said, it is an absolute privilege for me, an honor, to bring to the podium our first speaker, Mayor Justin Bibb.
Thank you so much, Greg. We are certainly proud of your leadership as the board chair of Hitchcock Center for Women. First of all, I'm just so excited as the mayor of this great city, working alongside our colleagues at City Council to invest nearly $3 million in this catalytic project in the heart of this important neighborhood in our city. And when I got the invitation to be here at this groundbreaking, I jumped at the opportunity because most folks in this room don't know this, but I spend a lot of evenings and afternoons here at this facility. When my mom graduated from Ursuline College with her BA in social work, one of her first jobs was right here at the Hitchcock Center for Women. And as someone who has seen the pain, the challenge, but the hope that comes from a journey in recovery, I know that this place changes lives. And so as we celebrate this groundbreaking today and the great symbol of a renaissance in our city, let's also celebrate the substance of a renaissance in our city. Because as the saying goes, when you want to take one day at a time, having a safe place for your family to be in recovery makes a tremendous difference on that journey to recovery. So I'm excited about this project, but more than anything, I'm excited about the lives that this project is going to change, because that's the real work that we have to be focused on in our city every single day. And so without further ado, I have the distinct privilege to bring to the stage one of the finest senators in our legislature, Cleveland's own state senator, Sicker Nikki Antonio. Senator.
Good morning. Are we still morning? Thank you so much. It is a joy to work with the mayor and many of my colleagues that are here today, both from County Council. I know Yvonne Conwell is here. I saw Councilperson Dale Miller, Martin Sweeney's in the back of the room, and some of our other colleagues and council people from the city of Cleveland are here. It is a joyous day. It's especially, it's a very special time for me to be here. I have been fortunate enough to live sort of a Mary Poppins life in that I've done a lot of things in my life. I was a teacher for children with special needs. And then I went to run an outpatient treatment program for women on the west side of Cleveland, originally called the West Side Women's Center. It's morphed into many names over the years. Lately, the Recovery Center for Women and Licata Way right now. But one of the things that was a constant was my relationship with Hitchcock Center for Women back in the day in the 90s. And what I know is how important and amazing the road to this point has been for this organization. How many lives have been saved? One of the things we constantly have to repeat, and I repeat all the time in the legislature as I'm trying to educate my colleagues, recovery works. People can recover, and their lives can be improved, and they contribute to our communities and the improvement of our communities. On a personal level, this project is going to take us into actually the hope and the healing that comes with housing for the individuals and the women and their families that get to enjoy living here. They will also be making such an incredible difference in our community as well. It comes full circle. This is such a project with so much vision, and we are so excited about looking forward. And I'd like to bring up both the board president and our CEO, because I have brought you from the state of Ohio a resolution honoring this day, congratulating you on behalf of myself and the President of the Senate, to say we see you, we acknowledge the work that you're doing, and we are very excited and proud to congratulate you as a wonderful community resource, outstanding dedication, and for looking forward to benefiting our society and having the vision to be able to make that possible for so many families and for this community. So on behalf of the state of Ohio, we congratulate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And we're going to look somewhere. Jason brought his cheering section. And rightly so. And it's my honor to bring up someone whose name's already been dropped as someone who has been a leader in this project, but I am also proud leads our county executive, Chris Ronay.
Thank you, Senator. Good to be in your district. I have to keep all my geography of place right here. It's good to be in Yvonne Conwell's County Council District. Give it up. It's good to be in Councilman Kevin Conwell's City Council District. And it's good to be across the street from Councilwoman Hal Jones. It's good to be in your district, Stephanie, across the street. And Mayor, it's good to be in your city, too. So I'm Chris Ronayne, and I also represent all that geography, but I work for you as your county executive, and I am glad to be here. And I do want to quickly say to Senator Antonio, thank you for making it rain. The metaphor there is not the rain up here, but the rain is coming from state back here. Capital dollars have been flowing through thanks to you, and we really appreciate you. I want to say I really appreciate Jason and Greg and West Finch. The original introduction that we had about this did start back in 2017, or maybe even a little earlier. Where I came from at UCI on Magnolia, just a few blocks from here, covered in both areas by the Conwells. But what had happened back when is Hitchcock had grown out of its facility, and it came here to Ansel and maybe a stop in between. But as it grew, we grew in terms of its importance, right? And we're growing again. One more time with today's groundbreaking. I will, by the way, bring a resolution back on the ribbon cutting, so I'll bookend with Senator Antonio. But I remember that hot day in the summer, a few summers ago, when we met, and you had me at hello. You know, I had been encouraged by my good friend Wes Finch to be here and to see you and to see what you plan to do, and you did it. You got it done. I want to say, I'm going to come back to the village, but I do want to say to, by the way, I forgot a couple of my council members out there. Marty Sweeney, good to see you out there. And Cheryl Stevens, good to see you. And Dale Miller, good to see you. We do represent together all of the county. Even though you have districts, we really represent this all together. And of course, Yvonne Conwell, who is also our chairperson of a very important committee, which is the breadth of our work, which is Health and Human Services. This is what it's all about today. I wanted to just say a little off script to the ladies, to the residents, to the heroes, to the sheroes that I met on the way in. I want to say thank you. Stephanie, 90 days sober. Give a hand, raise your hand, Stephanie. Sharice told me she's 9 months sober. She was 45 years on the streets, and she said this is saving her life. To Patricia, 67 days sober and on a great path. Patricia. To Tiffany, who's here and here with her 4-year-old, getting on a path of wellness for you and your 4-year-old. To Tiffany. And to the many other women who are out here I haven't met as residents yet, and the women that are out there on the stairs back there, give them a round of applause. Who are you? Who are you? I think I'm done, but I do want to say that it does take a partnership, and to the already mentioned indomitable Wes Finch and the Finch Group, Mark Dodd, thank you guys, all of you. I lost my prompt, which is down there, but I will say, you know, to the senator, to our city, to the Adams Board, to Cleveland Clinic Foundation, Vicki Eaton Johnson, you just keep going, and to Michelle Woods, who you're going to hear from, who works for the federal government, but it was a resident here and an alumni. Here's to you too. Here's to you too. I got to name them. So it does take a partnership. And so let's talk about HUD, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the indomitable Marcia Fudge, who was the secretary up till recently. To Fifth Third Bank, who's been here as a finance partner. We met earlier today. Thank you. The Adams Board of Cuyahoga County. Thanks for what you do every day, Scott. The National Equity Fund. Thank you. To Ohio Housing Finance Agency, OFA, thanks for what you do. To JMC, thank you for being a great owner's rep. To the ever indomitable Maroos Brothers Construction, working with the Finch Group, thank you. Thank you, Arne. I saw you out there today. I'll put that back up in a minute. All I want to say as the county goes is we are not just a layer in the stack, we like to be a thought partner. And when I started this journey at University Circle, I carried it into the county because I know how much it matters. I want to say thanks to Debbie Berry, who's been there on both fronts with me. Thank you, Debbie Berry. And we both know we could not have gotten ours into this stack and gotten our portion of it done without a very creative Sarah Parks Jackson, our housing director at Cuyahoga County. Thank you. We've been a partner matching the city, trying to be a partner at about $1.5 million, and we were lucky to use opioid funds and also emergency rental assistance placed through HUD to the county. It's exactly the kind of project that those funds should go for. To housing, where there is housing need, to health and wellness, to get on a journey toward wellness. Those are the dollars, council, that we work on every day to put to the right places in this community. And as I leave, I just want to say one more time to Wes Finch, he's not just a builder partner here. He's a visionary, and he put millions of dollars into the treatment center. We talked about this, Wes, pro bono. It's the part that you never see in the stack. It's somebody who actually puts their own money into this. So thank you. And I got one more nod. Jeff Patterson from CMHA, who I've seen twice today, thank you. We have, honestly, the best public housing agency in the country, and I know them well around this country. Thank you for what you do. 91 years going strong in Cleveland, Ohio. Finally, I want to say it's a pleasure over the years to work with Yvonne and Kevin Conwell. I've been lucky at University Circle to work with you many years, Kevin, and I'm so lucky to have such a great chair at the Health and Human Services Committee in Yvonne Conwell. All I got to ask you is who goes first? All right, Yvonne goes first appropriately. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you.
Beauty before age.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today marks the date for this transformational journey of rebuilding this center from the ground up, symbolizing the rebuilding of lives of the women and children who will walk these halls, rebuilding their lives and their families. Today is a day of joy, pride, and hope for all the residents of Cuyahoga County. We want to celebrate today a project that signifies a monumental step forward in all of our commitment to empowering who? Women and strengthening families in our community. Come on, women! As it was stated before, I am the chair of County's Health and Human Services and Aging Committee, and I have seen firsthand the positive effects that the Hitchcock Center has had in our community today. Therefore, I am deeply honored to have advocated for and spearheaded, along with so many partners here today, this vital project at the county level. Collectively, Cuyahoga County Council and my colleagues, thank you all for being here today. And the county provided more than $3.6 million in ARPA funding across 2 executive administrations to support this expansion. I think I can speak for the county executive, Renee, when I say that the county sees this new facility as a critical need in our community that could have not gone unsupported. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I would just like to take a pause in my remarks to say I'm proud of this team that's before me, to thank each of you, our community partners, which were listed, and you'll probably hear many of their names again, for your roles in bringing this opportunity to fruition. The dedicated staff and the leadership of the Hitchcock Center for Women, raise your hands. Yes. To Jason Joyce, raise your hands. The board of directors and the entire team, thank you for your tireless work and unwavering dedication today and for so many years. Our community is lucky to have each and every one of you, and don't you ever forget it. And without further ado, who brought me in this? The Finch Group, for their driving fortitude to bring all of the community partners together. All of them. Thanks to my colleagues, Council Vice President Cheryl Stevens, raise your hand. Councilman Dale Miller, Marty Sweeney, Meredith Turner, and so many of my colleagues. But these two stand out for their support of this project, not only in mission and thought and heart, but in finances, which you know is very important. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I want to give a special thanks to Councilman Kevin Conwell for championing this project in the city of Cleveland and always understanding the needs of women and children in the community. And without further ado, I want to thank all the women who dared to be better and taken a step forward for healing and change. May you be a beacon of light for the women who will come after you, needing strength and support. You have found that you are not in this journey alone. Your community has risen to the challenge of providing this new facility, which will bolster, of course, as you've heard, supportive housing and residential treatment options, and will allow for expanded care and your children to stay with you. A life-changing service only unique to the Hitchcock Center. But this is just the beginning. As we break ground today, I encourage everyone to reflect on our shared belief in the power of support, resilience, and community. Yes, you are building a facility, but more importantly, you are building a brighter future for the women of Cuyahoga County. Thank you. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Councilman Kevin Caldwell.
Thank you very, very much. Still don't go far, don't go far, don't go far. That's the only time I get a chance to give her an order and everything. You know, Yvonne and I have been married for 39 years, and we are from the Glenville community, the home of the mighty, 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 mighty Tarblooders. That's right. I want to do one thing, and I have to break rank. Christ told me to do this. You see this man right here, Reverend Cavanis? Come on up. You gotta seek ye first the kingdom first. Before any project is done, you gotta bring in God, and you gotta seek ye first the kingdom. And that's what I gotta yield to you to do, to open us up with a prayer, because you guys been asking about it. And with the churches, they are definitely our key stakeholder. Sir, can you please, and we apologize.
With bowed heads. Eternal God, our Father, thou in whom we live and move and have our being, thou God who art never far from any one of us, especially when we have imminent and urgent need of thee. Intersperse thyself amongst us during these precious moments, that we might memorialize the kind of deeds that have been done by a multiplicity of people who have contributed to the welfare of this historic center. We pray that thou wouldest guide our minds and our thoughts, that we may participate collectively in trying to make sure that the least, the left out, the left behind in our community are aided and helped in instances like this. We pray and thank you for these who are instrumental, Kevin and his wife, and all of those who have spoken for being a part of this great auspicious occasion. We pause to give you grateful thanks. Now guide us and keep us in your direction, and may this facility become the kind of dream fulfilled that will aid and assist women throughout this county, throughout this state, throughout this nation. Thank you. In Jesus Christ we pray. Amen.
You gotta have Christ in it. A lot of times, Chris Rodin, when there's cost overruns, then people, guess what they do? Oh, Jesus, help me. But you didn't pray in the beginning. So that way he can monitor and control your projects. You gotta have that. Seek ye first the kingdom, and Pam, have something to give to my gorgeous wife.
Thank you.
You know, this center here, I love this center deeply. And one of my friends is here. She used to be, Jason, the councilwoman for this area. And she would always tell me, Kevin, Hitchcock Center for Women, Kevin, Hitchcock Center for Women. She had me, council lady, Sabre Pierce-Scott, she looking like the council lady now. She had me on St. Clair when there was lights on for Hitchcock with boots from the fire department collecting dollars for women from the Hitchcock Center for Women. Stand up, Sabre. And I'm going to do some thank yous too. I'm not going to be long because, you know, the boss went first, my gorgeous wife of 39 years, as I mentioned before. You say 21 again, dear?
21.
Yeah, 21. I'm going to say 21. You know, I love hearing your story. And I always try to understand what's going on when I went over to Jeff and Mr. Mayor, and the Finch Group, and we were pushing forward with the Hitchcock Center for Women. You guys were like, okay. So I'm like, But then when you told the story about your mother, but a lot of seniors love your moms anyway. When you told that story, Mr. Mayor, about moms, then I said, okay, mothers and son, bonding, mothers and families together, all of that. That's what this spirit is about, really. It's really about that. Saying that, here's my untold story. In the 90s, me and a guy named Raynard McPherson, I was pushing fatherhood, fathers and families together, and I was pushing the best thing that a father can do for his children is to respect his children's mother. So in the 90s, Raynard and I would go in the basement over at Hitchcock Center for Women. You had a nursery school down there and a daycare center down there, and we would teach women job readiness skills. And we did job retention, and we would put the females to work and still work with the dads. And so that way we would stabilize the family because we believe in the power of work. I was talking with you about that. And that's very, very important that we give back to the community and that the community of Glenville and Huff, not Huff and Glenville, but Glenville and Huff, the mighty, mighty Tar Blooders, that we actually put work around this and to help it and to giving out. So that's my story for volunteering for Hitchcock Center for Women. We will be there, and I have another plan for Hitchcock Center for Women. This is a transformative project. We're going to build here, but I'm going to resurface streets and do a lot of development around here, because when you do that, that helps us with Place Matters. Okay, and then we're also going to work with you with places like Martini Poor Center, with Director McKenzie is here, right there. She has services for the women also, because it's services that we'll do a wraparound with you. We have also on 105, the Rape Crisis Center. We'll work with that as well. You'll see me just driving and walking by. And I have to tell you this, Jason and everyone, in my neighborhood, when I mentioned to the residents about this project, it brought tears to a lot of the females. See, 3/4 of the head of the household is headed by females in my neighborhood. And a lot of them went through Hitchcock Center for Women. And they cried about the services and the hope here. Chris Ronayne from the county and the wife, they cried about the services, and they're very, very happy that this is going to be built. See, you learn by walking the neighborhood. You got to walk it like you talk it, or you lose that beat. Right. So you gotta continue to keep moving through there, and the residents tell you they're very, very happy and proud about the new Hitchcock Center for Women is up. And it brought tears to my eyes, and I went back thinking about it. And I'm going to bring you, Jason, also to the community meeting. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, you could come to it also. We need to see you there, because we work together a lot. There at True Vine Baptist Church is every third Thursday from 5 to 7. Leon Stevenson there, he'll open up the door for us, and that way the other women will be able to talk about it. And I want to do some thank yous also. I want to thank my friend doing the implementation project also, Chris, who worked with you, and we were working together with him, the former mayor, Frank Jackson. See, it started moving out there in 2017, and you have to give credit where credit is due. He was there with the Finch Group and my wife during the implementation of the project. Mayor Bibb, I want to thank him also, because he's monitoring and controlling and helping to execute on the project, and Mayor Bibb will be there to help close the project out. So it's always key players there as well. So I want to thank him for doing that. I want to thank Blaine Griffin, the council president, because anytime you can call him 2 or 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Finch, about this project. Yes, that's true. We'll call early in the morning. Yeah, you get my text too early in the morning. You know, you've gotten them also, Mr. Mayor, and about this project. And our council president was there also helping to push this project forward with execution. You also have to thank Councilman Anthony Harrison. He chaired the committee for the dollars, for the $3 million. I think it's going up to $4 million, Mr. Mayor. but who's counting? I think we're going to 4 million. We pushed it over there. The Finch Group. You and I talked a lot. I want to thank you on behalf of the residents in my community, in the Glenville community. It's a heartwarming. My wife, before I go to sleep, is the last voice I hear. And she always was telling me, you got to get that money through, dear. You got to get that money through, dear, for the Hitchcock Center for Women. I'm just telling it. And Cleveland Clinic, my buddy is right here, my longtime friend. She understands the development. She's from the Huff community. She's from this community. She has a genuine concern, an up-close view, and a sensitive ear to listen to people. And that's why you went to Cleveland Clinic for the $2.5 million, which is very, very, very good. And we want to thank you for that. I have another project, and then I'll be quiet and sit down. There's some young ladies here in the audience that I want us to work with, and I asked her to meet with you, and that's Bridget Grant here. They're doing a respite center up the street from this project, and it's all African-American females that's working on this project here. That's Bridget Grant. Everybody know Teresa Beasley. Is she here? Sandra Morgan is working on it. And I think Valerie McCall, you with them now also with it? Okay, so you guys are working on a project. So they'll meet with you and they'll meet with Mr. Finch so we can work together for the good of the whole. And that's my conclusion, and thank you very much. And Saber, you know what I always say, and God bless. I got you with the flowers though, didn't I, dear? Didn't I get you with the flowers? That was cool beans, man. I got you.
And without further ado, I'm going to introduce the Adams Board, the CEO and President, Scott Osiki, because they're instrumental in the lives and the work and the mission that we do every day. Come on up, Scott.
Thank you very much. Once again, I'm Scott Osiki. I represent the Adams Board of Cuyahoga County, and very pleased to be here. We're all very excited about this project, and I also want to give another shout out to Jason, because I know Jason for several years through his development leading up to being the CEO, and he is one of the best, so we want to say thank you to Jason. So we really are truly proud to be a partner, and we couldn't do this work without you, Hitchcock Center. So we're responsible for the planning, funding, oversight of public mental health and addiction services in Cuyahoga County. And we don't provide direct services, but we partner with over 75 provider agencies to improve the quality of life in our community and make sure that mental health, addiction prevention, treatment, and recovery services are available and accessible for every county resident in need. And that's why we are so excited to partner with the Hitchcock Center. So the Hitchcock Center for Women, like we've heard before, offers a lifeline through residential treatment, recovery, housing, and outpatient program, all on rebuilding lives. When the Adams Board submitted our community capital plan to the state of Ohio, the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, we identified the Hitchcock Center for Women's expansion project as one of our priority items, which enabled OMAS to provide $750,000 in capital funding for this project. So we also have to acknowledge the state as well with that. Additionally, we invest in the Women's Recovery Housing Program, transportation program, along with paying for outpatient and residential treatment services for the women here at Hitchcock. And today's groundbreaking is really another step forward, not only for the Hitchcock Center for Women, but for all of Cuyahoga County, as we've heard. And soon, more women and children will be able to receive the treatment that they seek, and more families will remain intact while healing. So I wanted to thank you again for having me here. Thank you for all the other folks who spoke, and of course the Conwells were a tough act to follow. So, but thanks everybody, and the Adams. Just so you know, the Adams Board is so excited about this project, and you could continue on our support. Okay. All right. Now, I have the great pleasure to introduce Vicki Eaton Johnson. So, Vicki, will you come up?
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad I'm towards the end of the program because I've been crying ever since Chris pointed out the mom with the 4-year-old son, because that's why Cleveland Clinic is here. So you may know us as a healthcare provider. We're one of the best in the world. So our vision is to be the best place in the world to receive health care and the best place to work in health care. Under community, which is what I lead, our vision is to be the very best health care system at community engagement and collaboration. So that's why we're here. We care deeply for every community that we serve. Everyone. Every community is different, and we engage with our community on a regular basis to understand what their needs are, and then we prioritize the most vulnerable members of our community. And interestingly enough, we get so many calls from partners who want to collaborate with us. The reverse happened here. I knew about this because, as Kevin said, I live a few blocks over there, and I worked a few blocks over there and here. And we attend ward club meetings. This is a part of our community. We have many caregivers who live in the communities in which we're located. So Wes Finch and I were talking about something totally unrelated. And I said, Wes, what's going on? What are you working on next? He said, well, let me tell you about Hitchcock. Nope, I already know about Hitchcock. Everyone's shared a personal story. So about 10, 12 years ago, we had to call an intervention in my family. So at my kitchen table, we called our family together about my niece, who had 4 children. She has 4 children. And she found help here. And so it is personal for all of us. There's a connection here. So I'm so very proud to work for an institution and a CEO and a board and many doctors who just get it and allow me to be who I am and make decisions based on lived experiences. A few people that I want to thank who are not here is our Chief of Staff, Barry Ridgway. She's traveling. Doctors Michelle Medina and Nesline Barmaw. Sherelle Tucker is my colleague. She's in the audience. It took us about 15 minutes to explain who Hitchcock is, and they said, get it, got it. How much do you need? So I said, Wes, I think he would have accepted $1 million. So I said, give me a couple of days. And I said, well, what 2.5 do? And he said, yes. and so I'm very, very proud to represent the institution, as I said. So why are we here? Healthcare happens outside of the hospital. Again, we are the very best. We know it. We're a global organization, but we're located in Cleveland, Ohio. That's where the headquarters is. And infant and maternal health is important to us. It's one of our priorities to address the disparities between the outcomes between Black babies and white babies and Black moms. And we also know, unfortunately, between 1999 and 2014, the number of pregnant women with addiction issues quadrupled. So the Hitchcock Center is a perfect partner for us. We share the same community, and we're able to refer our patients. When they screen for a need, we know we have a solid partner with a solid board, an executive director, an organization. We even have a caregiver who's now on the board, Ms. McGee. So we are committed. We've been here for 100 years. We're looking forward to the next 100 years, and we're going to be a partner, and we will attain that vision of being the best healthcare system at community engagement and collaboration. It gives me great honor at this time to introduce the most important person you're going to hear from today, and that's Michelle Woods, because she is a successful alumni of the Hitchcock Center, and she can tell you better than anyone the value of this institution. And I'm just so grateful that you all allowed us to give you $2.5 million to make this happen. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I am so nervous. Can you hear my heartbeat from down there? Thank you. My name is Michelle Joyce Woods, and I am Hitchcock. No doubt about it. I am a long-standing board member, 20 plus years, and I refused to let it go because I couldn't wait for this day. Couldn't wait for this day, so I was not going to leave the board until it happened. Now, since it's happening, I'm not going to leave the board. I am also, as Vicki said, alumni. April the 5th, 1993, I walked through those doors. But I didn't come through those doors by myself. I brought my shame, my guilt, my disappointment. I also brought my family. They shame, that's my older sister back there. Their shame, their guilt, their disappointments were just awesome. Because see, God did not bless me to wait like he did, and my mother did not raise me like she did for the things that I was doing. And I walked through those doors not to get treatment. I walked through those doors just to buy a little time. Because see, I went before a judge, and the judge gave me a choice between 3 months in-house or 6 months workhouse. What kind of choice is that? Of course, I chose treatment. But when I went through the doors of Hitchcock Center for Women, I just wanted to get over not taking that first drink. And then I planned on leaving and going back to drinking, and I'm thinking nobody would know. But I stayed. I was rebellious, I was nasty, I was mean. I need to share this, because God had blessed me with an associate's degree. I didn't have a job, I had a career. I was articulate, and some of my peers couldn't read. So I felt I was above them. Excuse me. I felt like I was unique. And I wasn't unique. I was just like my peers, an alcoholic woman. But I didn't know. I didn't know that I had a problem. I didn't know I had a disease called alcoholism. God used the clinical staff at Hitchcock and my peers to teach me that I had a disease. Thank you. Oh, this is so nice. Thank you. Thank you, Greg. To teach me that I had a disease. And I still kept thinking, no, I want to drink. Do you hear what I'm saying? I didn't come to recover. I came just to buy time. But because Hitchcock was here, and the staff and my peers worked with me. And where's Mary? Mary was the cook in the kitchen that runs the kitchen. And Melvin, that staff helped me to see that, no, I wasn't unique. I was an alcoholic woman just like my peers. And once I got it, from my head to my heart, my journey began. Hitchcock released me, and I didn't want to go. I need to tell you. After 90 days, I loved how I felt. I loved waking up in the morning instead of coming to. Some of my counselors were telling me, there's a change in you. I loved that because I was a nasty person. I used to cuss like a sailor. Can't believe it, no. I'm working on that. I didn't want to leave. But Hitchcock sent me out those doors with all the tools I needed to make my recovery ongoing, one day at a time. Now, I need to tell you, they taught me to work it. Just like I worked on getting that first drink, I worked my recovery. I have been blessed, and this is not to brag. I've been blessed to go back to school and get my bachelor's. I'm sharing this because I thought I had drank and fried enough brain cells that I couldn't comprehend or retain. And I graduated with honors. I've been on my job. I work for my veterans. I love my veterans. I've been on my job 15 plus years. That is the foundation that Hitchcock gave me, where I can become a productive member of society. But more than that, Hitchcock taught me the benefit of service. And that's why when I was recruited for the board, I joined the board and I have not let go. For a period before COVID, I used to come up and conduct a meeting. I used to give away goods for the ladies. And I want to start doing that again because service is the key. It is the key. I don't have time to thank all the people that have been involved in building us to here. It's an awesome day. to be where we're at. And I'm so grateful that the board listened, and that was because of God, that Hitchcock is building where it's at. Because see, a mother can get off the bus on St. Clair Superior Way Park with her children in tow and come here and get help. My mother found Hitchcock for me, and I know if it wasn't for the fact she bought a house off 140th in St. Clair, that she might not have found this place, because it was close. So I stand before you to tell you that I am honored, I am blessed, I am humbled, and I am proud to say I am a product of a Hitchcock Center for Women. And ladies, family members, this is where the healing begins. No doubt about it, no doubt about it. I don't know how to introduce this next person. He gonna come on up anyway. I want to tell you how fantastic Jason is. I called him the other day trying to get a friend of mine in Hitchcock. He picks up his phone right away. I called him 6 or 7 times trying to get her through. And guess what the problem was? She had wrote the number down wrong.
We figured it out.
Yes. I thank God for Jason. I've been on the board a long time, but this man is awesome. Awesome. I give you Jason joy.
Thank you, Michelle. Let's give another big one for Michelle. Wow, that was amazing. So on behalf of everyone with Hitchcock Center for Women, I want to extend a huge thank you for today. Wow, look at this. This is amazing. This is amazing. It's happening. It's really happening. So before we move on to the photo session, we do have a couple more people we'd like to acknowledge and thank. First is our terrific Hitchcock Center for Women board. Could you please kind of stand and for acknowledgement? I know we got him here. There we go. Thank you. Cuyahoga Councilman Martin Sweeney. Cuyahoga Councilman Dale Miller. Dale was actually one of our first people that we kicked it off with. We had a meeting. You might not remember this, Dale, because I know you meet with a lot of people. But it was almost about 3 years ago. And Dale's such a champion for not only Hitchcock, but behavioral health in general. So thank you, Dale. Cuyahoga Councilwoman Meredith Turner. Cleveland City Councilwoman Stephanie House. Our partner and president of Fifth Third Bank, Northern Ohio, Tom Partridge. Tom? Tom's got some cool shades, too. I like the sunglasses. That's nice. Everyone has already heard before, but I'm going to say it again. Wes Finch. Thank you, Wes. Wes has just been amazing throughout this whole process. He you know, before we actually hired a marketing person, Laura. I know you're out here. She coordinates this event, so big thank you to Laura. But before we had a marketing person, Wes Finch was our marketing, our advertising, our everything. So thank you, Wes. You've been a tireless champion for Hitchcock. We would not be here without you. Cuyahoga Councilwoman Cheryl Stevens. The CEO of CMHA, Jeff Patterson, is here today, right? Jeff? Oh, thank you. He was up here earlier, but Reverend E.T. Cavanis. Thank you. Reverend Cavanis actually had Michelle and I on his radio program. And this, again, was early on in the process. So it's these little things that just build up sort of over time, where more and more people get to hear about this project. So thank you for being a champion when we first started this whole thing, when, frankly, I don't know if anyone thought that we were going to be able to make it over the finish line. So thank you. Much appreciated. Lastly, but I'd say even most importantly, our entire Hitchcock Center for Women team. Now everyone stand. I know I see you out there. Don't. Everyone stand. Kim, I'm going to make you stand. Kim. So everyone stand. Yeah, there we go. So I want to call special attention to several people that have been here a very long time and are truly the heart of Hitchcock Center for Women. So first, Kim Fowler. Kim, let's stand. Let's stand, Kim. Kim, how long have you been with Hitchcock? 16 years. Now, Kim, Hitchcock Center for Women, and this might sound dramatic, but it's absolutely true, would not be here without Kim Fowler. Many years ago, Hitchcock was in a rough spot, and Kim went directly to the Adams board and said, "We cannot close Hitchcock Center for Women." And it worked. So Kim, thank you. Maria Robinson. There you at. There you go. Maria, how long have you been with Hitchcock? 19 years. Thank you so much, Maria. And then lastly, as we mentioned, her Mary. Mary came with the building, actually. So Mary, you were here when the seminary was still here, right? I'm the same Mary. There. So, Mary, thank you. How many? It's been what? 40. You've been in this building for 43 years. So. The reason why Hitchcock has been so successful has been our team. They're dedicated. They've been here for a long period of time, and they've been nothing but champions for everything that we do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We now invite all speakers and key stakeholders to join us for the first round of photos. I see the backdrop is looking very good. Thank you, Maurice Brothers. And just thanking everyone again for their continued support. Thank you so much.
One, 2, 3, go!